To begin, we must consider the neuroscience behind reading. What functions does our brain perform as we struggle through challenging texts? While it may be difficult to pinpoint how exact synapses play a role in literacy, we can identify thought patterns that good readers all have in common. Second-nature behaviors they exhibit during reading. These behaviors can be categorized as knowledgeable, metacognitive, strategic, and motivational. To be knowledgeable means to understand the topic of the reading at hand. Imagine you're reading an article about music theory and come across a passage about notes that are inharmonically equivalent as indicated by accidentals and notations. The next passage discusses the history of the anacrusis in composition and the impact of the caesura as a tool to dramatize a piece of music. The only problem is you've never studied music in any capacity. You may be familiar with words like notes or scales, but caesura, anacrusis, and inharmonic aren't in your vocabulary. The phenomenon you are experiencing is lack of schema or background information. Understanding a topic before you read it is crucial to comprehension. It means you have a basic bank of vocabulary terms regarding the topic, as well as understanding of the foundational concepts of the text. Even if a reader knows very little about a topic, gathering the knowledge they do know can help comprehension as well as build confidence toward a text. Another behavior classification is metacognitive. Metacognition, or thinking about thinking, helps readers stop and consider how their brain processes a text. This involves making connections to schema or experiences, asking questions, making predictions, evaluating comprehension, and choosing the appropriate strategies to remediate any comprehension issues. This behavior in particular is rampant within reading strategies. Almost every during reading strategy is metacognitive at heart, encouraging readers to pay particular attention to their brains in order to better understand. Strategic is another reading behavior classification. It involves gathering the repertoire of strategies at our disposal and selecting the appropriate ones to remediate specific comprehension problems. Being able to understand such tools builds reader confidence, allowing the ability to struggle with the knowledge that they could tackle anything they don't understand through their strategies. Some of these strategies are text marking, graphic organizers, vocabulary decoding, visualizing, and chunking, all of which aid in comprehension and serve different purposes of remediation. Finally, we have motivation. Without the motivation to read and master learning, struggling readers will continue to struggle. Motivation is particularly difficult because of the attitude of "I don't like to read" that is common with struggling readers. The truth is, their aversion for reading is directly related to their difficulties with reading, yet their aversion prevents them from becoming stronger through practice. Thus, in order to build motivation, we must focus on piquing the interest of students through setting goals for reading, selecting novels that appeal to their interests, and raising stimulating questions to foster curiosity. Once interest and engagement are developed, students can begin to understand their ability to master reading and build a desire to do so. This will create confidence to conquer difficult texts.